능 시카 노코 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 코시탄탄 시카 노코 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 코시탄탄 시카 노코 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 코시탄탄 시카 노코 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 코시탄탄なんのかおらなぜこの状況で喧嘩腰俺助けた方がいい
Oh yeah, that happened. Okay. I've calmed down a little, talked to my therapist, and she suggested that I should tell people about this embarrassing memory in order to face my past and move forward in life or something. Personally, I just think she has a humiliation fetish, but hey, maybe this proves to be entertaining to some of you sick fucks out there. So enjoy! It all started on a random day back when I was in the 3rd grade, during a typical everyday recess. And most of the kids in my class was gathered around one of the only 2 trees planted on school grounds. And this particular tree was the only one that us kids knew how to climb. And most of the kids in my grade would usually be playing on it from time to time. And for some reason, the school staff never once prohibited us from playing on it. I don't know why, maybe they didn't get paid enough to tell us not to be stupid, but hey, who am I to complain? I got a good story out of it, and a healthy dose of humiliation on the side, just for good measure. But anyway, the tree looked kinda like this. Every branch was positioned just perfectly, allowing most of us kids to climb up its sides without exerting too much effort. And given that kids are stupid, we obviously didn't object. If everyone else can climb the tree with no problem, then why wouldn't I be able to? I'm not a crybaby anymore. I'm a big girl now, and that means I have to do what everyone else is doing. Because if there's one thing that signifies maturity, it's to easily give in to peer pressure with very little hesitation. Anyway, as I was taking in the view from the top of the tree, the bell rang and recess was over. I was about to climb down when one of the branches had been removed. And not just any branch, the branch that I used as a crucial stepping stool in order to climb down. And it was gone. Which meant... And of course, everyone from my class immediately gathered around the tree, trying to convince me to either jump down from this demon tree or slither down its sides, like some kind of weird combination of an incompetent firefighter and ugly stripper. But me being a terrified 9-year-old was not really in the mood to risk my life sliding down this massive pervert tree and possibly fall and break either my arm or my neck. I don't know if I'm the only one with that opinion, maybe I'm just weird, but to me this is a pretty normal stance to take. But apparently my classmates didn't agree, and just kept yelling at me to just stop being a pussy and slide down. And as the minutes ticked by, with me being stuck in this giant Satan plant, having the very embodiment of Mother Earth laughing at my misfortune, our math teacher obviously noticed that the class that he was supposed to teach had apparently been kidnapped by aliens or something, cause they weren't in the classroom where they were supposed to be. And being a relatively sane adult with primary responsibility of every single child in his class during the next 45 minutes, decided to go looking for us, hoping that we were still on school grounds somewhere, and ended up finding the giant pile of kids gathered around the bottom of the school's climbing tree, hearing something that sounded like an abused cat. And for some context here, this guy wasn't just some random substitute teacher, or that one mean passive-aggressive PE teacher that everyone has had at least at some point in their lives. No. He was my absolute favorite teacher at that time in my life. Hell, he might even be my all-time favorite teacher, period. Because he was not only our math teacher, but he was also our nature science teacher, which just happens to be my favorite school subject at that time. Mainly because that class always took place in a special room filled with taxidermy animals. It also had a lot of different types of animal skeletons, owl vomit, anaconda snake skin, and many other things I can't remember. Sounds really gross, right? Well, for 9-year-old me, this was some of the coolest shit that I'd ever seen. I'll never forget that one taxidermy statue of a cobra fighting a weasel, both trying to kill each other, forever stuck in a bloody, violent battle to the death, frozen in time for the enjoyment of a room full of 8-year-olds. Disturbing, but also strangely hypnotic. So needless to say, having my favorite teacher see little old me screaming at the top of my lungs while clinging to this satanic demon tree like some kind of spoiled housecat from a 1950s cartoon was not exactly at the top of my bucket list, if you could put it like that. But it was either that, or have myself turn into an early, tacky Halloween decoration. So reluctantly I allowed him to help me, but to my dismay, he basically said the same thing as the rest of the class.
Just slide down the trunk, you'll be alright.
There was no way around it. I just had to grit my teeth and do it. Either that or the school would have to call the fire department and tell them that one of their 3rd graders was stuck in a tree like some old lady's neglected pet cat. I took in a big breath, closed my eyes, and...
Ball burn! That hurts! Oh, crud, that's bad!
At least the teacher was there to catch me, just in case I lost my grip, and gravity decided to teach me a very painful lesson. Thankfully, I made it down without my spine having to snap off into multiple different horrifying pieces. But that still didn't lessen the blow of the absolute humiliation that soon followed. Because once both of my feet had landed safely on the ground, I had to face my entire 3rd grade class afterwards, as well as my favorite teacher, who did not look happy. And I just couldn't do it, man. I didn't know how to explain this. I didn't know how to justify this. So instead I just sealed my mouth shut and allowed my face to turn a new shade of red that I didn't know existed until that moment, while looking at the ground in justified humiliation. Luckily, my teacher picked up on the awkwardness that radiated from me and guided all of us back to the classroom to continue class as if nothing had happened. And I stayed quiet for the rest of that day, and every single day that week afterwards. I don't know if this story has a moral or something, but if I had to guess, it would be, check to see if the branches have been cut off before you climb the tree. Or else you will get stuck and not have the ability to be alive for your 10th birthday. See you later, losers.